Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Thursday, May 11th, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and to push the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also check out our Patreon if you want access to our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money, and if you are interested in props and parlay picks, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link to our Patreon and to our new channel in the description and comments section below. Boston Celtics vs Philadelphia 76ers. There wasn't a whole lot the Celtics did well in Game 5, as they allowed the Sixers to shoot 51% from the field as a team and could only muster a 40% shooting night offensively for themselves. There were negligible differences elsewhere between the two teams, each made 12 threes, Boston made 2 more free throws, so it really was just an overall lack of effort, especially on defense, that led to the Celtics' Game 5 demise. Everyone expects the MVP Joel Embiid to get his 30 points, but when the Celtics allowed Tyrese Maxey to go for 30, Harden to have 17-10-8, Tobias Harris to score 16, and Danuel House Jr. to chip in with 10, there just really wasn't anything the Celtics were committed to taking away. Philly mostly did whatever they wanted offensively, and coupled with an off night offensively for basically the entire Celtic sporting cast, Boston finds themselves in the situation they are in now. There has been a lot that has gone well for the Philadelphia 76ers since Harden knocked down that game-winning shot in overtime of Game 4 as they parlayed that bounce into a dominant road victory in Game 5. Embiid is always going to grab the headlines when he scores 33 in a win, but Maxey's 30 points and Harris's 16 points is what really allowed the Sixers' offense to thrive because it put Harden in that playmaker role. When he can dish it to numerous guys and can rely on them to score, Philly's going to be really hard to beat 4 times in a series. Philly's win in Game 1 played out in a similar fashion, with Maxey scoring 26 to be second on the team, but that was also without Joel Embiid, and having all 3 of those guys clicking can make the Sixers attack lethal. The fact that Philly is sitting as a home underdog to close this thing out, the price is right for me to jump on the idea of this series ending in Game 6, as Game 5 had the look at times that this Sixers team really smells blood in the water. Anytime the Celtics threatened to make a late push in the fourth quarter of Game 5, Philly ultimately swatted it away and kept a healthy lead. To do that against the defending conference champions on their own court in a critical Game 5, when Boston was expected to win by 7+, when the Sixers as an organization had lost 11 straight Game 5 road games, has to grow Philly's confidence levels exponentially. The Sixers are 5-2 at TS this year as a home underdog, going 4-3 in those games as well. So it's the home team that I'm rolling with here, as I just don't think the Celtics are in the right headspace as a team right now to expect guys like Brogdon, White, or Horford to contribute enough offensively in a do-or-die hostile environment game like this. Simply can't trust a team like that, especially when they are the ones laying points on the road. Our team pick is Philadelphia money line. 3 straight and 4 of the 5 games in this series have gone over the total, but now that the livelihood of the season is on the line, I expect to see those results change over these next 1 or 2 games in this series. For one, Boston's defense has not looked like the one that ranked highly in defensive efficiency all year long, basically at any point in these playoffs, and I expect that to change with the Celtics' backs against the wall. The lone under in this series did come in Game 2, Boston's easiest victory of the season, 121-87, where they held Philly to 39% shooting, as no Sixer scored more than 16 points. Boston's defense doesn't have to be that lights out to prolong their season, but I expect that to be the aim for this Boston team that's got its own secondary scoring issues to worry about on offense. On that point, I don't expect Philly to be interested in an up and down pace of game either, knowing that they need to play to their strengths and not waste this closeout opportunity at home. The Sixers had the 4th slowest pace factor, 98.5, in the entire NBA this year, and they used that strategy to get 50+ wins. In an attempt to get one more victory at home and advance to the conference finals, Philly is going to count on their own defense to lead the way. Our total pick is under 213.5 points. Denver Nuggets vs Phoenix Suns. Nikola Jokic did not win the MVP this year, in a season that may have actually been his best yet. Jokic had a triple-double in the Game 5 win over Phoenix with 29 points, 13 rebounds and 12 assists. This outcome should not have seemed surprising, as Jokic almost averages a triple-double throughout the entire playoffs. He leads the Nuggets points, 30.6, rebounds, 13.1, and assists, 9.5 this postseason. Jokic was excellent in Game 5, but barely overshadowed a great performance off the bench by Bruce Brown. Brown scored 25 points in his 25 minutes off the bench and attacked the rim well, going 9-10 from the free throw line. Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. gave strong contributions as each scored 19 points in the win. Aaron Gordon added 10, including the alley-oop slam on a pass from Jokic seen above. The Nuggets went deep in their bench in scrub time, but really only played an 8-man rotation, with Jeff Green and Christian Braun getting minutes off the bench with Brown. Denver has no injury concerns heading into Game 6. The Nuggets rank 5th in offensive efficiency and 18th in defensive efficiency according to dunksandthrees.com. The Nuggets were only 19-22 on the road in the regular season and are just 1-3 on the road in the playoffs. The Phoenix Suns were regarded as the newest super team when they acquired former two-time Finals MVP Kevin Durant. Durant joined Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and DeAndre Ayton as everyone's new favorite for the finals. The Suns now must win back-to-back games against the 1-seed Denver to stay alive. Phoenix must start with Game 6 in Phoenix, where they beat Denver twice earlier in the series. The home team has won every game in this playoff series, and there is not reason to think that will stop now. Even without CP3, the Suns still have two of the best perimeter scorers in the league. Devin Booker has taken on some point guard and playmaking responsibility. He had 12 assists in the Game 4 win at home. Booker can handle the ball when necessary and still allow Durant the opportunity to do his work on the wing. DeAndre Ayton just needs to have an average game and allow the two-star wings to take over. Jokic had 53 points in Game 4 and still lost, as Booker and Durant each had 36. Denver has not been nearly as good on the road all season and are only 1-3 on the road in the postseason, including a loss in Minnesota. This series will go to Game 7 as Booker and Durant will not go down at home. Take the Suns to win and cover. Devin Booker has been the brightest star for Phoenix in these playoffs. He is averaging 35.9 ppg and leads the league in postseason scoring. In the Game 5 loss, Booker had 28 and Durant added 26, but depth continues to be an issue for Phoenix. DeAndre Ayton had a modest 14 points, but the Suns struggled to find any production after their top three. Terrence Ross had 9 points off the bench, and Cameron Payne added 7 while starting at point guard, but role players will need to step up more to win this series. Chris Paul has been out with a groin strain and will likely not play in Game 6, further weakening the Suns' depth. Phoenix ranks 16th in offensive efficiency and 7th in defensive efficiency. The Suns were 28-13 at home this season and have gone 4-1 at home in the playoffs. Both games in Phoenix went over the total in this series, and Game 6 will as well. Expect Durant and Booker to be at their best, as the Suns need this win to stay alive. With Chris Paul out and Ayton struggling on offense, the two-star wings will both be looking for their shots consistently. Jokic isn't bothered by playing on the road, he scored 53 last time out in Phoenix. Denver has the 5th most efficient offense in the league and will still be able to put up numbers on the offensive end. Phoenix has gone over the total in 7 of their 10 playoff games and will look to push the tempo at home in this one. Watch for the Stars to score big in this Game 6 battle, sending the game over the total. Take the over 226.5 points.